Hey guys, I just want to talk with you a little bit today about some reflections that I've had in life regarding relationships, and mostly talking about your romantic endeavors here. And all these things are just like everything on my site, just my opinions based on what I've been through in life and what I've seen. And as always, I encourage you to take what I say with a grain of salt, but of course, you're going to learn by living. And I do sincerely believe at the end of the day that every single person out there who you are, in whatever situation you're in, I think you should do what you feel is best or what you feel is right. And I'm always saying I'm nobody to rob you of your ability to learn in life by maybe making mistakes or having experiences of your own. So as I said, take this one a little bit lighter today, but just looking back on all the relationships I've had in my life, I've come to look at them in a way that I draw this analogy between like a relationship that you build with somebody is like making a glass vase, right? Like sure, in the beginning, you have no vase, but you meet this person, you come together, you start creating, you start to unionize in a way, and it doesn't even have to be like you don't even have to get all that serious, let's say, but any time that you're coming together with under the pretenses of romance or just with the idea that you're trying to make a relationship together, that starts from day one, I think, when you're dating. So even a couple dates in or 10 dates in or whatever, I still look at this in the same light. But basically, like I said, when you come together with somebody, you come together and you make a vase together, just like a glass blower makes something beautiful and unique. And as you progress along, you have this thing between you. Now, the interesting thing about glass in general, I think, is that it's, of course, has some ability to withstand some dents and dings and chips, and those are natural things that are going to happen. Any sort of relationship is going to have things that happen that put those little imperfections into it, but it doesn't completely break apart the whole situation, and that's just a part of life and living and relationships, as I said. So those things are expected, but what I've observed is that when there comes a point in time when there is a break, right, like a deunionizing, or one side of the party or either both sides of the party decides that they no longer want to be an item with each other. In my mind, this is the exact same thing as taking that glass and just dropping it on the floor and watching it shatter into a million pieces, right? It's hard to prevent that shattering and that breakage and that sort of damage from happening when you have a break. And that's, I guess, just like the name implies, the breaking of the vase and the breaking of the relationship, in my eyes, is the exact same thing, where you had this thing that maybe was good in the beginning or maybe not or whatever, but it's never, ever, ever going to be the same again, no matter what you do moving forward from there. Now, a lot of times you'll have these instances where somebody wants to make a break, for whatever reason, but then they want to circle back at some point, or they want to come back and they want to try again, or this could be you, this could be the other person, it could be whatever. But I've always looked at these things in the regard that when you try to do that, it's kind of like the exact same thing as attempting to put that broken glass vase back together, right? Despite your best attempts, you could use all the duct tape and super glue and whatever else to hold the thing back together and try to put the pieces back into place to make the shape out of it. But no matter what you do, you're never going to have that nice looking vase again. You're always going to have this ugly, deformed, I don't even want to say imperfect, but you're going to have this glass vase that's no longer it's no longer something in its full glory as it was in the beginning, let's say. The glass vase might be semi-functional. It may or may not hold water, but I think you get the point. And that's just the reality that I've come to know about these situations, once again, as it relates to your love and your relationships. When you try to reunite with somebody, it's kind of like the same thing. It's never going to be the same as it was in the beginning, no matter what, because you had that break in time and that break between you two. And you could try to mend things and put them back together, but at the end of the day, what I've found, and this is the big part where this is just my opinion, it's just the trust is going to be forever compromised because it's been violated, that, somebody would do this to you and exercise the greatest form of what I perceive to be rejection when they're telling you they don't want to be with you anymore. And, you've got so many things that are going to, I think, affect the moving forward out of a situation like that. It's just, I in my experience, it's never been a completely healthy situation in that regard when you try to come back and put that glass vase back together in such a fashion. And it's sad. It's too bad because, of course, like, somebody comes in and out of your life like that, I'm sure you still care about them, but just the fact that you're never going to have that strong, I think, or that healthy of a relationship ever again is reason enough that I think at this point, I don't think you should reconsider those options and revisit those things in life. And I do believe you're almost better off to keep on moving forward and go out and find somebody else new to make a new glass vase with and see where that takes you, rather than revisiting the old one, or trying to, like we said, piece this this broken glass back together. And that's a hard pill to swallow. It's really hard to operate like that, I think, in life, just because, like what I said a moment ago, we do care about the people around us, no matter if they've hurt us or whatever. If you were romantically involved with somebody, there's some feelings there, of course, but it's just, as I said, having gone through this a couple times, it's in hindsight, it's never been worth it to me to try to, mend that situation. It just never worked out. I was never happy with it after that. You just always had that lingering doubt in your mind that might happen again, or you didn't know what they were up to when you were outside of your situation, or just, there's so many things that come along with going through a break and trying to get back together. And I think this is also an important part about life, about learning just to not allow yourself to be treated like this revolving door. If you're on that end of the situation where somebody has left you and they're trying to make a comeback and they're trying to get back in your good graces, it's like, I think that all of us need to grow more self-respect, let's say, or self-love, and not allow those things to happen. Because, like I said, you're not a revolving door. People don't just get to come and go as they please and change their mind like that with you. I've just found that that's a bad way to operate, and that is not fair to you. And I could go on and on about this. I hope that you see the point, you get the message, and this maybe causes you to reflect a little bit on your experiences and in your past with relationships, or maybe a situation moving forward in life, whatever you're going through. So, and one thing I want to leave you with on the back end of this whole discussion is just that the concept of the abundance mindset. Once again, I talk a lot about that on this site, on this channel, and I that rings loudly and truly here once again, that a lot of times, like, you're scared in life because you don't think you're going to find another one, or a better one, or an equal one, or whatever. And those are the reasons oftentimes we revisit these situations. We try to put that glass vase back together with somebody else after a break, and it's out of fear or whatever. I think in general that it almost kind of coerces you back into those situations that may or may not be healthy for you. And as I said, the abundance principle being what it is, and that is the reality of this earth that we live on here, is that there is a gajillion and one other people out there that would be good partners to you, that potentially would never break your trust or break relationship with you, or break anything between you two. And you need to have the courage to go out there and find them, and just keep that in the back of your mind, that there's always another, like I said, an infinite amount of options out there for you to explore. So keep that abundance mindset in your mind if you're ever going through a situation like that where there's been a break and you're trying to decide what to do about, if they're trying to get back together, or you're thinking about getting back together, or whatever it is. It's just, I'm just trying to say that I've found it better off in life to put that one behind you, as hard as that is. Keep moving forward and go out there and find a better one and try to find a situation that doesn't turn into the broken glass vase. I mean, hopefully that's, if you are looking for a life partner, that's the idea, right? You come together, you build something up. I mean, yeah, you're going to have your, like I said in the beginning, your chips and dents and dings and all this kind of stuff as you move along with this person. But hopefully you can go through your entire life, if that is your intent, once again, to find a life partner without ever having a break like this. It's the best possible scenario for obvious reasons. So anyways, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.